Hi, I welcome you all to the Friday lifestyle session on PKTV. My name is Emmanuel Kwesi Mensah. If you can recall, last week I told you that we are going on a depression walk, and the walk ends here today. We started talking about depression last week, and we educated ourselves on what depression is and how people have misconstrued or how people misunderstand depression and how they've subjected so many feelings to the feeling of depression, which in actual sense is not the case. And so we learned about how depression manifests itself and the things that it makes us do. We named a lot of them. If you haven't seen or watched that video, you can go on my channel on YouTube PKTV and you go watch that one. Today we're going to go into how to deal with depression, how to fight depression, and I've listed 20 things. Yes, 20 things that could help us in our fight against depression. We call them the small steps but big impact. Depression can drain your energy, and I think we made mention of that last week. And it leaves you feeling empty and fatigued. This can make it difficult to master the strength and desire to seek for treatment. However, there are small steps that can take or to help you to feel more in control and improve on your overall sense of well-being and come out of it. The first one that we're going to talk about today, so the first out of the 20 steps, or the first out of the 20 things we can do to overcome or to fight against depression, is meet yourself where you are. Depression is common. It affects millions of people, including some people in your life. It might be your mom, your dad, any loved one, any friend that you have in your life. You may not realize they face similar challenges, emotions, and obstacles. Every day with this disorder is different. So it's very important to take your mental health very serious and accept that where you are right now isn't where you always be. The key to self-treatment for depression is to be open, accepting, and loving toward yourself and what you are going through. So know that where you are right now isn't where you always be. So meet yourself where you are and have the notion, have the mind, have the idea that where you are is not where you're going to be always. That's the first step, or the first thing that we are considering today. The second one is, if you need to wallow, but do so constructively. You know, the suppressing feelings and emotions which comes with depression may seem like a strategic way to cope with the negative symptoms of depression. But this technique is ultimately unhealthy. If you are showing a down day, or if you're having a down day, if you are showing symptoms of having a down day or a bad day, just have it. Let yourself feel the emotions, but don't stay there. Consider writing that emotion down or what you're experiencing down. Then when the feelings lift, write about that one too. You know, seeing the ebb and the flow of depression symptoms can be instructive for both self-healing and hope. And so once those feelings come, go through it, but don't stay there. Write about it. Because the feelings or the emotions wouldn't be static. They might change. And so as soon as you're having a boost in your feelings, write about it too. Seeing that at the point you are down, at the point you are up, once you have a fair idea of these two things, once you write them down, you know that, okay, so yesterday in the morning I was down, in the afternoon I was very okay. It shows you that your current situation is not permanent. It will definitely go. So it gives you hope and it helps in self-healing. The next one is, know that today isn't indicative of tomorrow. So it's related to the second point. Today's mood, emotions, thought don't belong to tomorrow. If you're unsuccessful at getting out of bed or accomplishing your goals today, remember that you haven't lost tomorrow's opportunity to try again. Give yourself some grace, or that grace to accept that while some days will be difficult, others will be great. Try to look forward to tomorrow's fresh start. So don't let the emotions, the downside of today pin you down. Have some hope that today's emotions or today's difficulties can't decide how tomorrow is going to be like. They don't belong to tomorrow. And that is it. Know that today isn't indicative of tomorrow. The next one is assess the part instead of generalizing the whole. Depression can tinge recollections with negative emotions. You may find yourself focusing on one thing that you went through instead of many things that went right. So you may find yourself focusing on things that went very wrong, and you lose the things that went right. So try to stop the overgeneralization. Push yourself to recognize the good. If it helps, write them down. What makes you happy? Or what was happy about the situation, about the event or day? Write that one too down. There were things that went wrong, write those things down. Seeing the weight you are giving to one thing may help you direct your thoughts away from the whole and to the individual pieces that were positive. Once you are experiencing a negative thing or a negative situation or things went wrong, don't focus on that alone. Instead, the things that also went right, write those things down. So once you generalize on the negatives and see that, okay, so once this thing happened, it's going to be like this forever, then it's going to stay like that. And so once you experience the negatives, you write them down. When the positive comes, you also write them down and know that you weigh the two. Okay, so if I concentrate much on this thing, it's going to help me. So once you know that the positives are going to help you, when you concentrate on them, then you kindly do that. You're on the way to coming out of depression. The fifth one is do the opposite of what the depression voice suggests. There's always a voice. In psychology, we call it auditory hallucinations. That voice always speaks to you. So for Christians, they say that it's the Holy Ghost speaking to you. But with mental health, we call it auditory hallucinations. There's a voice always speaking to you. And any and every mental ailment or disease or condition, people mostly experience these things. The negative and the irrational voice in your head may talk to you out of self-help. However, if you can learn to recognize that voice, if you can learn to replace it, it's going to help you. So what we want to use is a logical weapon, or use logic as a weapon. Address each thought individually as it occurs. If you believe an event won't be fun or worth your time, say to yourself, you might be right, but it will be better than just sitting here another night. You may soon see that those negative thoughts isn't always realistic. So this is what we call counter conditioning. As soon as those thoughts comes, counter them. Say things opposite to what the thought is making you do or making you think. Once you do that, you even realize that those thoughts are always not realistic. They are not realistic at all. So do the opposite of what the depression voice always suggests to you. The next one is set attainable goals. A lengthy to-do list might be so weighty that you would rather do nothing at the end of the day. And lack of accomplishment causes depression. When people set too many goals for themselves, or so many of it, and are not able to even achieve all of them, even half of it, they become depressed. Very likely. And so consider setting one or two smaller goals instead of compiling a long list of tasks. So once you achieve this one smaller one, then you set your eyes or your sight on another one. But at the end of the day, you would have achieved 2 or 3 of them, which you did perfectly. So once you are done with a smaller thing, set your eyes on another small thing, and then another. This may lead you to having very tangible achievement and not unattached or not touched to-do list. So don't pile yourself up with so many to-do lists. You want to do everything in a day. No. Small at a time, one at a time. When you are done, you go to a different one. But in a day, you would have achieved so many. The next one is reward your effort. All goals are worthy of recognition, and all your successes are worthy of celebration. So when you achieve a goal, do your best to recognize it. Reward yourself. You may not feel like celebrating with a cake or with a party or whatever, but recognizing your own successes can be a very powerful tool or weapon against depression's negative thoughts or weight. So the memory of a job well done may be especially powerful against negative talk or negative self-talk and overgeneralization. And so reward yourself accordingly. It might not be a party, a cake, but even recognizing that you did well, your efforts, recognizing that you did this here, this there, it's a plus for you and helps you to come out of this at the end of the day. The next one is, you may find it helpful to create a routine. If depression symptoms disrupt your daily routine, then you set a gentle schedule which may help you feel in control. But these plans do not have mapped out on the entire day, and so the focus should be on things that, okay, so because yesterday this depression made me feel this way or that way, or I couldn't go through my schedule. Focus on times when you feel the most disorganized or scattered. Your schedule could focus on the time before work or right up before bed. Perhaps it's only for the weekends, focusing on creating a loose but structured routine that can help you keep your daily pace going. And so structure your routine or your schedules. As you are feeling off, sit down to structure it, to structure that particular routine that you're going to go through. Sit down to structure it very well, so that at least it wouldn't seem like you've gone off for a very long time. Once you are seeing that you're going off, sit down and structure it so that it will keep you going for a very long time. Do something you enjoy. That's the next one. Depression can push you to give into your fatigue. It may feel more powerful than happy emotions. So try to push back and do something you love, something that's more relaxing but energizing. It could be playing an instrument, painting, going for hiking, biking, anything that relaxes you but it also energizes you. These activities that I've named, the painting, the playing instrument, the biking, the hiking, perhaps walking, they provide subtle lifts in your mood and energy, which may help you overcome your symptoms. And that is it. The next one is listen to music. I know so many of us don't like music, and also many of us like music, but research has shown that music can be a great way to boost one's mood and improve the symptoms of depression. It may also help you strengthen your reception of positive emotions. Music may especially be beneficial when performed in group settings, such as a musical band or something like that. So maybe there is this spot or this restaurant, whatever, that plays live band every Friday or Saturday, and you are close by. You can just go there and go buy a drink or something like that and soak in the music. all right? Or you can be in your closet and listen to music that you love. Music speaks to the soul. You may also reap some of the same rewards simply by listening. So that is a listen to music. The next one is spend time with nature. Mother Nature has a powerful influence on depression. So many research has shown that or suggests that people who spend time with nature have improved mental health. And so your exposure to sunlight may offer some of the same benefits. It can increase your serotonin levels, which provide a temporary mood boost. So consider taking a walk at lunch among the trees, or spending some time in your local park, or plan a weekend hike. Go to the beach, walk there. These activities help you reconnect with nature and soak in the rays at the same time. Those who don't like connecting with nature is very important. People who connect with nature more have improved mental health. And so if you don't, or if you haven't been doing, think again. The next one, or the 12th one, is spend time with loved ones. We call something social support, and it comes from those around us. So depression can tempt you to isolate yourself and withdraw from your friends and family. But face-to-face time can help you wash away those tendencies. If you're unable to spend time together in person, phone calls or video chats can also be helpful. We got to know that during this COVID time, that it's very important that we do all these things. Phone calls, video chats, they can be very, very helpful in helping us to spend time with our loved ones when they are not close by. Try to remind yourself these people care about you, and resist the temptation to feel like you are a burden. Never have that kind of thought. It's a temptation. And once you feel like that, once you give into it, you will not get close to anybody. You need the interaction, and they likely do too, because we all healing ourselves. Everyone has a mental condition. That's a fact. Everyone has a mental condition. If yours have not manifested themselves or itself yet, wait for it. It may come. Something may trigger it. But try to interact with people, because we all need it. Positive self-talk, and we call it the talk therapy. We help ourselves to come out of our conditions and our problems. The 13th one is try something new entirely, or entirely new. Now, when you do the same thing day after day, it creates boredom. Right? Using the same part of your brain every day. You can challenge your neurons and alter your brain chemistry by doing something entirely different. Research shows that doing new things can improve your overall well-being and strengthen your social relationships. So to reap these benefits, consider trying a new sport, taking a creative class, or learning a new cooking technique. There are so many things online for you to learn. You can learn a whole lot of things. Something that you've not done before, something that you don't know, a skill that you don't know. You can learn something new. So change the routine here. The brain is just used to one thing over and over again. Change that routine there. Change that thought inside there. Try something new. The 14th one is volunteering. It can be a great way to come out of this. Knock out a few birds with one stone. Spending time with other people and doing something new by way of volunteering and giving your time to someone else or something else may be very beneficial. You may be used to receiving help from friends, but reaching out and providing help may actually improve your mental health and more. People who volunteer experience physical benefits too. This includes reduced risks of hypertension. Because when you volunteer, there are a whole lot of people in a group that you interact with, you talk with, you learn something new, and people learn from you. So concurrently, I'll be learning, you'll be learning, we all be helping ourselves to have improved mental health. The 15th one is you can also use this as a way to practice gratitude. When you do something you love, or even when you find a new activity that you enjoy, you may be able to boost your mental health more by taking time to be thankful for it. Research shows that gratitude can have a lasting positive effect on our overall mental health. What's more, writing down your gratitude, including writing notes to others, can be particularly meaningful. Be thankful for what you have, for where you get to, for whichever position that you find yourself. When people do things for you, thank them. You can write to them, you can text them, you can call them. When you do this and they respond, it gives you a better feeling of yourself. The 16th one is incorporate meditation, which may help you ground your thought. Stress and anxiety can prolong your depression symptoms. Finding relaxation techniques can help you lower stress and invite more joy and balance into your life and your day. Research suggests activities like meditation, yoga, deep breathing, and even journaling or writing may help you improve your sense of well-being and feel more connected to what's happening around you. So anything that happens around you, you can write about it. If you know how to meditate, you do meditate. If you know how to practice yoga, you practice yoga. If you know how to practice deep breathing, you do that. It makes you have a sense of well-being and feel more connected to what's around you. The 17th one is what you eat and drink can also affect how you feel. You know, there is no magic diet that will treat depression, but what you put your body or what you put into your body can have a real and significant impact on the way you feel. Eating a diet rich in lean meat, vegetables, and grains may be a great place to start. Try to limit stimulants like caffeine, coffee, and soda, and depressants like alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. Some people also feel better and have more energy when they avoid sugar, preservatives, and processed food. If you have the means, consider meeting with a doctor or a registered dietitian for guidance, which would help you check your diet. The 18th one is, if you are up for exercise, consider a walk around the block. On days when you feel as if you can't get out of bed, exercise may seem like the last thing you would want to do. However, exercise and physical activity can be powerful depression fighters. Again, research suggests that for some people, exercise can be as effective as meditation or medication at relieving depression symptoms. It may also help prevent future depressive episodes. If you're able to take a walk around your block, start a 5-minute walk and work your way up from there. So when you don't feel like coming out of your bed, you don't feel like doing anything, consider taking a walk. By walking, you're not talking to anybody. It's just a self. So if you don't feel like talking to anybody, just take a walk. Just push yourself to that point. The 19th one is get enough sleep, which can also have a noticeable effect on your life. Sleep disturbances are common with depression. As we said earlier, some people sleep too much or some don't sleep at all. You may not sleep well or may sleep too much. Both can make depression symptoms worse. Aim for 8 hours of sleep per night. Try to get into a healthy sleeping routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day can help you with your daily schedule. Getting the proper amount of sleep may also help you feel more balanced and energized throughout your day. And so, get enough sleep. The last one, or the 20th one that we're considering, that ends the 20 way to fight depression, is consider clinical treatment. We can't talk about all these things and not talk about clinical treatment, because in so many cases, it's the therapy that helps us a lot. Because people fail to do all the things that we've mentioned from 1 to 19, and so this could be the last resort. You may also find it helpful to speak to a professional about what you're going through a general practitioner may be able to refer you to a therapist or other specialist. So the clinical health psychologists are there, the counselors are there, they can help you out. They assess your symptoms and help develop a clinical treatment which is tailor-made for you. This may include traditional options such as medication, which will be given the antidepressant, and therapy or alternative measures such as acupuncture. So finding the right treatment for you may take some time. So be open with your provider about what is happening to you, or what is working with you or for you and what's not working for you. Your provider will work with you to find the best option. And so we have come to the end of the depression work, or the work that we initiated last week. What depression is, how we can fight depression. And today we looked at how best we can fight depression. We say that these steps or these things are called the small steps, big impact. The first one we talked about was meet yourself where you are. If you need to wallow, but do so constructively. The next one is know that today isn't indicative of tomorrow. The mood that you are feeling that you're having today can't decide what will happen tomorrow. Assess the parts instead of generalizing the whole. Do the opposite of what the depression voice suggests to you. Set attainable goals for yourself. Reward your effort. You may find yourself to create a routine for yourself. Do something you enjoy, like listening to music or listening to music a lot. Spend time with nature. Spend time with loved ones. Try something new, something entirely new. Volunteer, and it's a great way to help you come out of depression. Use the time to practice gratitude. Incorporate meditation, which may help ground your thoughts. What you eat and drink can also affect how you feel. If you're out for exercise, consider a walk around your block. Get enough sleep. And the last one is consider clinical treatment. These 20 things are very essential in our fight against depression. Once we're able to go through this successfully, anyone going through depression or having this mental condition will be fine. I've always told you that, or I told you last week, that what we lack as young people is the right information. We fall for anything at all on social media. We fall for anything at all said by someone somewhere. The reason we are doing this for ourselves, we need to get the right information so that we wouldn't be misinformed. And once we know these things, once you do these things and do them well, depression wouldn't be taking much or most of our happiness and joy away. We will be fine, and we can help other people to when they find themselves in such conditions or such situations. We can do it. There are 20. It may seem many, but if you are committed to this, you'll be fine. I pray that we all incorporate some of these things, we all learn some of these things, we all have these things at our fingertips so that we can help ourselves when we find ourselves in this condition. It's not a pleasant condition to be in at all. I have to be frank with you. And so let's do these things to help ourselves out. Thank you very much for your time. But if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do that below. Just hit the subscription button below and subscribe to my channel. We've got so many things, so many goodies for you. And next week we're going to look at fear, which is also one thing that young people will need to get out of our lives so that to become the great people that we want to become. Until then, my name is Emmanuel Kwesi Mensah. Have a great weekend. God bless you.